And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
Well, like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here?
like this guy.
Is this
No,
is this really happening? He met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now that you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
but you're more in the category like Luther Arnold. Name?
My man.
Okay.
Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic.
That's great, partner. You two ever go out place everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go. We head to Kroger's, and we work.
Yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God. And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes
can
first.
you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
How
I
do you do it?
mean,
Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you know you gotta get the smile. Smile going on some shoes, but you know.
Wait, hold up.
You got.
I gotta
when
try
it's
this
time,
with
when,
you.
it, when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try
you
this
gotta
with
think
you.
of something
All
funny
right,
and start laughing.
do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smizing.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Good morning, everybody. It is hump day, y'all. It is that glorious day where you're in the middle of the week. You only got 2 more days to get through all of this ish if you're having a bad week. That is if you're having a bad week. Only if you're having a bad week. If you're having a really good week, then damn. You know what I'm saying? The week is almost over. And that sucks too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that you guys are having a wonderful hump day. Because it is hump day. Okay? Let's not forget. Today is hump day. Please do me a favor and hit that refresh button on your YouTube, on the stream if you don't mind, because I was trying to update the stuff and for some odd reason it did not go over. So if you're seeing Tuesday night, Christine Brown is in the house, then you got the wrong title. Please refresh that, hit that refresh button so you know exactly what we will be talking about today. There's a slew of things that we're going to be talking about today, and it has nothing to do with the Rona. Yes, I'm so happy about that. Oh my God, God is good. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm excited about that. But before we jump into everything and go into all this, the conversation and a recap of last night's conversation and my last night's pop-up video, my boys Jack and David are in the house. What's going on, guys? Sorry about that.
It's like you don't even know me.
I got Jake from State Farm in the house. You know what I'm saying? Jake from State Farm. He black now, though. He black now. Yeah, you know that? He's black now.
I haven't seen a commercial for State Farm in a little while. So.
Things are changing, baby. Things are changing. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Yes.
Well, good to see you, man. Big news here today. Big news. Because
whoa, you just got lit up.
Light came on. But it snowed.
I know.
So, David, we are finally trying to catch up with you here, and we had at least 1 millimeter of snow on the ground.
I love how Jack turns on his weatherman voice. Well, it looks really amazing outside because guess what? It snowed. Hey.
Yeah, and you know what? Just like every snowflake, you're unique, Pascal.
Thank you. I love you too, man. I love you too.
All right, Jake.
I'm sorry, man. It was a mistake. I swear to God, you know I love you, man. You know I love you, man.
How's it going with you, David?
It's good. There's still some snow here. It's a little more than 1 millimeter, but it didn't snow yesterday. Man, I've just been sleeping all night. It was pretty good. I'm still kind of in a daze, though. But I got enough sleep, at least.
Word.
Very nice.
You know,
I saw that there's a northeaster going towards the northeast. They say it's possibly the biggest one that's ever gone there. So that's cool. I think everyone's starting to get a little bit of different weather. And so I know this is Pascal's favorite time of year is when it's 2 degrees outside. And so,
is that racist? I think that's racist.
What? You're always cold,
playing.
man.
I'm just playing, bro. Damn.
Just playing, calling you racist, Jake.
Yeah. Damn. I can't even make a joke. Dang, Jake. No. Okay. I like being bundled up, but yeah, I do not like this time of year. Like the weather. There it is. I love this time of year. I love the holidays, but I hate the cold. Like I love seeing snow outside, but you're not seeing me running around going, yay, like rolling around in it. That's not bliss to me. You know what I'm saying? Me, it's a beach, open water. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a margarita or pina colada or some a nice Haitian rum. You know what I'm saying? Simple stuff. Yeah. But warm outside. You know what I mean? That's what
you ever do one of those ice things where you jump in like in the lake where it's like they cut the hole in the ice?
The polar bear crap?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know if I'd ever do it.
No.
I've done an ice bath before. It's terrible. I haven't jumped into a lake of ice though.
I've done an ice bath before. I've done an ice bath. You know, I've done that. That's terrible. You just got to just throw your whole body in there and not even think. Because if you try to go like inch by inch, you know what I'm saying? You're going, no, you're not going to get all the way in. You know what I'm saying? Like instantly, as soon as your balls hit the ice, it's over. It's over, bro. You're gone. You're like, nope, forget it. I rebuke thee. You know what I'm saying? So, yes. But anyway, speaking of balls on ice, let's
talk about Tom Cruise.
Let's talk about Tom Cruise. Exactly.
Help him chill out a little.
Woo! Yeah, no kidding. He is on fire right now. Obviously, I did a pop-up video about this last night, but of course we're going to do a little bit of a recap on this because people are still talking about it this morning because it happened. The audio leaked last night, literally. Well, here it is. Last night, an audio file leaked of Tom Cruise losing his damn mind on some of his crew members during the onset of the Mission Impossible 7 movie that he's in the middle of shooting right now. If I'm correct, he is in Italy shooting this movie right now, and this is where the audio has leaked from. He was angry at some of his crew members because they were not abiding by the COVID rules that they were implementing on set. Okay, I am actually trying to get the audio real quick because I'm just gonna play the audio because I want the guys to hear this. I don't know if you guys watched the my pop-up video. I've already put in my 2 cents, so please go and check out the pop-up video to hear my 2 cents on that. But we are gonna play a little bit of the audio so that you guys can hear it with your own 2 ears. All right. So here you go.
You're back here in Hollywood making movies right now because of us. Because they believe in us and what we're doing. I'm on the phone with every studio at night. Insurance companies. Producers. And they're looking at us and using us to make their movies. We are creating thousands of jobs, you I don't ever want to see it again.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt this, but it's really, I don't know why. He's an actor, right? He has said all kinds of crazy stuff that directors have written for us, you know, for actors to speak in movies and all that. But I still can't get over the fact that he's calling his crew MFers. Mother fathers. Like literally, I don't know why. I find that hilarious and shocking at the same time. But he just doesn't seem like the type to just be cursing like this. But at the same time, we don't really know who Tom Cruise is, right? We just see what we see on TV. So I'm sorry. Let me continue. I'm sorry. It just shocks me that he's saying mother fathers to a whole crew. To his entire crew. Sorry, let me continue.
Ever! And if you don't do it, you're fired. And I see you do it again, you're gone. And anyone on this crew does it. That's it! And you too, and you too, and you! Don't you ever do it again.
He's like, and you too! You too! Especially that freaking scarf. I can't stand that ish! Fire all y'all!
I do want to point out that yelling is one of the best ways to spread coronavirus.
That's it! No apologies. You can tell it to the people that are losing their homes because our industry is shut down. It's not going to put food on their table or pay for their college education. That's what I sleep with every night.
Cue the patriotic music right here. This is what I go to bed to every night. You know what I'm saying? Anybody getting that? Anybody picking what I'm putting down? Okay.
Yeah, so you guys just overboard.
In the future of this industry. So I'm sorry, I'm beyond your apologies. I have told you, and now I want it. And if you don't do it, you're out. We are not shutting this movie down. Is it understood? If I see it again, you're gone. And so are you. So you're going to cost him his job. And I see it on the set, you're gone. And you're gone. That's it. Am I clear? Do you understand what I want? Do you understand the responsibility that you have? Because I will deal with your reason. And if you can't be reasonable, and I can't deal with your logic, you're fired. That's it.
Okay.
That is it.
That's it, right?
I trust you guys to be here.
Okay. So.
Wow.
There you have it. So, obviously I've done my own take on this. I've gotten more feelings about it now that I've had more time to kind of let it marinate, because I just watched it live while I was recording it and all that. But it's very patriotic, don't you think? It's very Mission Impossible-esque. He is channeling Ethan Hunt while he's losing his damn mind. Literally. That is him being Mission Impossible-esque. That is him being Ethan Hunt. While trying to, it's like he's trying to save that one person. You know what I'm saying? He would rather save that one person that could hopefully save millions. You see what I'm saying? Instead of sacrificing that one person. That's the thing about Ethan Hunt, right? He's so heroic. And I feel like even in his speech, it is extremely heroic. It's so, like, what he's saying is so incredibly patriotic and Ethan Huntish at the same time. Like, I'm waiting for the swell of violins and, like, you know, that slow, intense push with the camera on the dolly going straight to his face as he's saying all this stuff. You know what I mean? I feel like it was like a take from the movie. I don't know. But that's just me. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? And everybody comment down below, please. I want to hear your thoughts on this audio. Please. Jake,
so,
what do you think?
Yes. So, this rant started because I guess two crew members were standing within 6 feet of each other on the film.
Right.
And I understand his level of enthusiasm because
nice word.
There's very few large-scale movies that are currently in production.
True.
The fact that he's on the film, one, it already increases the cost of insurance for that the studios have to put out just to insure him on set, and then to insure him on set while a pandemic's going on is probably even more. Paramount Pictures is producing this film, but it's currently being shot at Warner Brothers Studio in Leavesden, Hertfordshire, outside of London, and that's where this recording was made.
Thank you.
The Mission Impossible 7 had previously faced delays when it was in Venice because that was in February when they're supposed to do a 3-week shoot, but because Venice had that surge of coronavirus cases, was put on hold. So, from his point of view, because back in Italy, 12 members had tested positive from his crew and everything, so that really shut things down. So, while they're here outside of London, he is paid $676,000 out of his own pocket for a ship that the cast and crew can isolate on during film production.
How much again? How much?
$676,000, you mother father.
Oh my God.
That's why he's dropping all them F-bombs.
Yep.
He's putting his own money up trying to make this film be done. He can't face any more delays.
Yeah.
The amount of expense that's probably already out there.
Facts.
And to think that if somebody else got shut down and another 12 people got, tested positive, like delay.
Yeah.
Like it's yeah. And then he said that's what I sleep with every night, the future of this effing industry. And that's pretty true. I mean, he's there's so many people that are never going to work again that are, think about a lot of older actors. They will probably never be in another film. They're like, there's some group of actors that will never be in a film again.
Well, if you really think about it, even like the amount of just the way Hollywood has been going lately, that is kind of true regardless.
Yeah.
Even with or without this coronavirus, I mean, everything is, either you have to be a fairly relevant older actor to play the father or the mother of some hot new up-and-coming actor nowadays. So I feel like in a way that's still an inevitable type of thing. Like you don't see a lot of movies. You don't see people, what's the word? Lining out the theater to go see Grumpy Old Men anymore. You see what I'm saying? Like you just don't see that kind of thing. It doesn't exist. But I see what you're saying, though. There's a lot of responsibilities on his shoulders, and like I said in my pop-up video, there's a lot on his shoulders. He is he's a producer of almost every single Mission Impossible movie he's done. Actually, I think he's produced every single Mission Impossible movie he does. So yes, all the money or a good portion of this money rides on his pockets as well. He is funding a lot of this stuff because he is spearheading everything. So regardless, him paying that $676,000 some odd dollars for a damn boat, okay? He's been financially responsible for that franchise for a long time. But that's still, like, regardless, he has every right. I feel like he has every right to get angry. Maybe he shouldn't have gone on a 3-minute tirade there, but I'm sure he is just fed up. I think he's just fed up. He's tired. He's fed up. He's pissed off. He's spending a lot of money. So he's going, this better be amazing. This movie better be freaking amazing because I need all my money back. David, what do you think?
I don't know. His ego and hypocrisy really bothers me with this a lot. See, first off, he is the one producing this movie, so he's the one sending people to Italy, which had the highest death rate it just gained the highest death rate from the UK, which is the second place he sent everyone. And he's funding a movie during COVID. He says it's for the good of the industry, but it's his one that he's funding, and his career kind of depends on it. He's really more interested, to me, in his own success. This was probably a bit of publicity since he likely knew he was being recorded. He's already selecting the most dangerous places to take people in terms of COVID. So, I mean, that's his responsibility, and he's gathering everyone on a boat. So that's also his fault and responsibility, which is not a great place for people to be, because if one of them gets COVID, it's going to start spreading to all of them. So he's making a lot of bad decisions, it seems to me, kind of like for his publicity. He's obviously in close proximity with a lot of people because that's the only way he can produce his film. So, it's one of those, this is for you, but not for me type things. I understand his anger. He put a lot of money into this at a very bad time, and he's probably really angry at himself for making a lot of stupid decisions. Mm-hmm. And now he's trying to film again in some of the worst places to film in terms of COVID. And he sees two people that are close together. He does it every day, but it's easier to tell other people what to do than do it yourself. And that's kind of seems like that's part of what that is here. For the whole benefit of the industry, I don't really see that. Hollywood is one of the only places allowed to open in California, which is kind of a problem in its own because there's actually essential places that are still closed in Hollywood and California, while you have this going on, exposing a lot of people to disease, a lot of people to different countries. You're creating vectors through different nations, and you're just you're setting yourself up to be a major source of COVID throughout the world with this production. So his hypocrisy at being angry at two of the people being close together when he already has them locked together on a ship. So, that's not really going to make a difference. Yeah, I just don't see much. I mean, yeah, this movie will probably be important in terms of profit, but at the same time, most studios right now are hedging their bets on losing some money on their upcoming films like Wonder Woman and even the Marvel movies, not necessarily because they think they're bad. There is some production issues that, at least internally, they consider them of lower quality because of the interruptions of COVID. Right. So it just seems like a bad idea to do this in the first place. And his being mad at them for social distancing doesn't compare to the exposure he's causing with his own movie. So it's like he's being angry about two people being close together with COVID when he's bringing together thousands, if not millions of people from different countries to combine COVID from all over the place.
But what I want to say is this, though. There have been other movies that have been shot during the coronavirus and during this pandemic, and they have been successful. As far as the production, I don't know if the movie's good or not, but I'm just saying they have at least had successful productions where people did not have any outbreaks or have any issues as well. Now, a lot of these movies and a lot of these things are like basically quarantined in a bubble in one place and they don't go anywhere else. There's not, you're not adding traveling and all that as well. So I see your point on that, but there has been other successful productions that have happened during the pandemic. So he's looking at that, I'm sure, and saying, hey, if these guys can do it, we can do it too. And we can actually use this. Obviously, the whole world is watching them. And that's true. You can't disagree that the world isn't watching how Tom Cruise is going to get this all done. You know what I'm saying? And if he's going to do it successfully, right? So if other places have done it and they've been able to get it done, who's to say he can't get it done too? So I'm sure he's looking at it and going, okay, this is a little glimmer of hope. Like, hey, Tyler Perry was able to do, shoot multiple seasons of a show, of shows, actually, even movies during the pandemic. He was able to get things done. Obviously, there were certain things in play in his favor, for Tyler Perry. But there's other productions, like I said, that have happened during this pandemic that have been successful on location shoots that are now being played on TV or streaming on major streaming sites. So I could see what you're saying in regards to like it is a little hypocritical, but if he has a deadline and he's already if you really think about it, he started production on this movie not knowing that this virus was going to turn into a pandemic, right? And I think a lot of us thought, what are the chances, right? But then suddenly ish hits the fan and it's like, damn, he's already midway through, let's just say, producing this movie and putting this movie out. So he's kind of like, all right, I got to do everything I can to get this damn thing done. At this point, I'm already more than half, let's just say, I'm already halfway done. If I stop now, if I let this pandemic stop this production, I lose millions and millions and millions of dollars. So I got to keep this thing moving. I got to push this train by any means necessary. And if we can implement certain rules, then let's implement these damn rules and keep it moving so that we can all secure the bag. Then he's also thinking about this too. He is also the economy for all those people that he has hired. All those crew members, all those people would not have a job right now if it wasn't for him. So there's all this added pressure, all this added responsibility, because the last thing he wants to have happen, like we've talked about a second ago, is there's all these outbreaks that happen. Some other 11 to 12 crew members got the Rona when they were first shooting. He's like, man, not on my watch again, because I have to shut down production again. That's a lot of money lost. he probably has to pay his crew members during that time. You know what I mean? God knows what's going on as far as like union rules, etc. Blah blah blah. But at the same time, I could see that he feels that there's a responsibility to keep this train moving, so that he can show Hollywood that yes, there were some hiccups. Yes, there was a whole lot of BS. And yes, I had to call my crew members mother fathers. But we still got this multi-billion-dollar movie off the ground, and it's successful. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But,
that's just
still, he shouldn't have like really gone off on them like that, I think.
That just doesn't work for me as much, because he's choosing to produce it, and he's choosing to produce it there in some of the most dangerous places. He could have gone into the middle of the desert in the southwest of nowhere and started recording his film, change the story just a little bit, not make people go across national lines, not expose people to some of the highest death rates, and not expose people to large populations. And then he wouldn't have to keep them on a boat where they're all stuck together, where they're most likely to spread COVID between them, which is just a terrible way to prevent people from getting COVID. That's just a terrible way.
No, you got
you said you'll deal with your reason, but not with your logic. So
yeah,
exactly.
Oh wait.
Come on, David.
Yeah,
damn.
you got to do what he wants or something he said. I don't remember.
Apparently, David does not like Tom Cruise. He's got it out for Tom Cruise, basically.
No, I liked Tom Cruise.
I'm just playing, man.
You just have a big thing with the Church of Scientology. I know it.
Yeah, that Scientology thing. Especially with him. Oh my God, because it's not like they believe in like vaccines, antibiotics, and etc. So. Shoot, if he was to get the virus, oh my God, that would be really
unfortunate. That's not his money either, right?
No, he invested most of it.
No, that's his money.
It's the church's money.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're supposed to give all your earthly possessions and wealth to the church.
Right.
Yeah, so, and the vast majority of the profits of the film are going directly to him, because he, I think it's like 80% or so will go to him. So it's a lot of it.
So his freaking home that looks like there's like 7 area codes in one home is the Church of Scientology's possession. Well, I don't know. Every movie's for Scientology then, I guess, right?
For jobs, though, I think it would be better if they opened some more essential things in California, like food places, and that way people wouldn't have to travel in a group of thousands to a different country. They could get a job right there, and it would be less likely to expose people en masse if there's only a few people working together instead of a few thousand isolated on a ship traveling to different countries.
Man.
And again, I literally just 3 days ago, UK passed Italy as the worst death rates in the region, so they're picking the worst places to go.
Fabulous. Yeah. They're going. Go ahead.
I also saw that. So the UK, one of the health administrators, put out there, said that they had been doing tracing and stuff for everything, genomics, like the Genome Project or whatever, and they said that they have found a variant of COVID that's there in the south of England, and that it is what's like right now they're contributing to why everything is spreading faster. They said that variant is a faster spreading version of the coronavirus. They said not necessarily more. Doesn't individually have more of a death rate to it, but the infection rate is quicker. So
fabulous.
That's fun.
That sounds similar to the Malaysian one that they got isolated, supposedly. I mean, the same mutation could happen twice, of course. So that's they could have isolated in Malaysia, and it just happens again.
Right. So that's cool.
Yeah, great. That's fabulous. Excuse me. I mean, obviously we're going to see how things go as things progress and the story develops more with this Tom Cruise thing. Maybe he'll make a public statement or something like that. But there's a lot of people, by the way. There's a lot of people that are on his side that feel that he had every right to flip out. He had every right to be angry. And I think that really is obviously a very polarizing thing right now. There's going to be a lot of people that are against him getting mad about COVID. About the restrictions, and then there's going to be people that are going to be for him, like saying, "Yeah, man, you do what you need to do, for the sake of the movie industry and trying to solidify these jobs and all of that." So I for me, I don't see any problem with him getting angry and keeping everybody in line, because like I said in my pop-up video, one small mistake One slip up could just destroy the entire production in a matter of days. So to me, I don't see a problem with it. I do see that it was too far. He went too far, but I think he's got a lot on his shoulders. But at the same time, he should be prepared for that though too. He should be prepared for the responsibilities that he has. This should not be a big surprise, that people are going to get maybe a little bit close on accident. Things are going to happen. People forget. Yes, we all have, as much as I said in the very beginning of the show, this has nothing to do with, this show has nothing to do with the coronavirus, but yet it does. Sorry about that, guys. Clickbait. Anyway. Psych, y'all. But at the same time, it is really important that he should acknowledge that he's putting that responsibility on his shoulders, that he's going to go and do a big show, put a big picture together. This isn't him halo skydiving, doing a halo jump for 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? Just one big uncut shot of him just skydiving. It's not that. So it's not like he can social distance himself. He needs to do things. There's hand-to-hand combat. There's shooting. There's, I'm sure, romance. That kind of thing. So there's going to be things where he has to be in close proximity, including the crew. So him getting angry, I understand. Him getting that angry, too far. That's what I think. But we got to jump into the next story. The next story we got here is Joel Osteen is under fire. Do you know how much he got? Do you know how much his church got, y'all? Jack, can you please tell everybody this ridiculous story, please? Please.
So, the Lakewood Church received the third biggest loan in the Houston area, and it was for $4.4 million through the Paycheck Protection Program loan, or the PPP loan, as part of the CARES Act. So, that was used to pay his 368 full and part-time employees. And that's because church services were closed from March 15th through October 18th, and the church lost out on substantial donations. So, believing the shutdown would only last a few weeks, Lakewood did not initially apply for PPP assistance during the first half of the program. However, as the shutdown persisted month after month, given the economic uncertainty, Lakewood finally applied for the PPP loan and has been able to provide full salaries and benefits, including health insurance coverage to all of its employees and their families. So, yeah.
Okay.
Churches are one of the places for distribution listed in Project Warp Speed, I believe, as one of the centers of distribution for PPE.
Because, they are, I guess some of them are thinking that they are a frontline workers, that they are still, because not only are people in the healthcare industry being considered frontline workers, this is also people who are in the food industry. This is also church, faith, whatever. In the services in those kinds of services, those people are still being considered that as well. What I find very crazy is that this is a man that has millions and millions of dollars. Lakewood Church, right? Is Lakewood Church, right? Lakewood Church is a massive arena. It's a stadium, for crying. Not a stadium, sorry. It is a massive arena that he turned into a church. He converted it into a church. All right. He has more than enough money to be able to supply whatever he needs to do to pay for his employees, part-time and full-time. I also want to point something else out, and there's something that people have talked about multiple times. There was a hurricane that happened where in his city, a lot of people lost their homes. Homes were flooded. Everything that you can think of that was catastrophic happened. But guess what? A lot of people were looking for refuge at Lakewood Church. He shut his doors from those people that lost their homes because he didn't want those people inside of his church. An arena, a large, gigantic arena that could house thousands of people. And this is a man of faith, a man of God, a man that shows, hey, we are all about giving back, being there for our fellow man. Well, your fellow man needed your hand. Your fellow man needed your help, and you shut the doors on your own people. Same patrons that probably lost their homes were hoping to find refuge in your place. Now, we fast forward a few years later, a pandemic is smashing, destroying this country, and you get $4.4 million for your church? You seek help and you get the help. I think that's absolute BS, in my personal opinion. This is the same dude that probably has his own private jets. You name it, he got it, because he's got patrons that believe in everything that he does. He probably sells his bathwater as holy water. I think it's just, I don't know. This stuff really angers me, because there's plenty of other people out here, plenty of other businesses, because I get he has a business, but there are plenty of other businesses, small businesses, that could have really appreciated that money, a piece, a chunk of that $4.4 million. It's unbelievable to me. David, what are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I agree. It sounds like one of those cases where he's interested in his own profit and not the benefit of the people. Clearly, he's just there to make money, and whatever happens to those he gets the money from, he's not really concerned about. It's just only how they reflect his own profit, it seems. And, he's got that extra $4.4 million now, which sounds like they could afford it on their own, and definitely could have gone to other places that are struggling, I know. So to me, it's just, he's one of those people that are risking others for his own profit, and then making more money off of it. And when those people, maybe those people, or at least people related to them, come for help, he turns them away because either, I don't know exactly his reasons. I doubt he was just being completely cruel. He's probably thinking of his own money again and didn't want them to damage the church, or spread COVID to his workers or something.
We just mopped the floor.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, the virus did not exist during the time that he shut the doors on the general public. The hurricane happened years ago, but I'm like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So the pandemic, the virus didn't exist. Remember that time? Remember when the virus didn't exist? Anyway, those are good times. So this was during a different time, but he was also one of those guys he's that guy. I want everybody to think about the Lord, and remember, if one door closes, the Lord is going to open up another one just right there for you. He's going to put that pinky toe right open and keep that door right open for you so you can bust that thing right open. Can I hear an amen? By the way, read my book. I just put it out. Yes, you can. You know what I'm saying? This is what he does. Sure. This is what he does. And now,
I'm sure he convinced himself he's doing good work too. He probably thinks he's doing the right decision. I don't know how he convinced himself, but I'm sure he did.
Let's be real. Of course he thinks he's doing the right thing. He's got a freaking arena for a church. Bruh, this ain't a little chapel. You know what I mean? This is a big, huge, can house this is a 14 to 16,000 person arena. That is a church that people at least used to, because obviously because of the pandemic, people haven't been going to church like that, but where people, thousands, tens of thousands of people would come and congregate every Sunday to hear this man speak. So clearly he knows in his heart of hearts, that he is doing the right thing as far as what he's doing. He's made a successful business out of being a spiritual motivational speaker. His hustle is strong. His hustle game is strong. But I don't see how he needs $4.4 million to keep his employees in check. I feel like he could have gone to his patrons and asked for help. Or, maybe just dig some money out of the millions of dollars that he's accumulated over the years to pay his people. You know what I'm saying?
So let me give you a breakdown here real quick.
Crazy.
So first, the $4.4 million requested, 368 people that are on his payroll, right?
Yeah.
Part-time and full-time. And then it says basically for 8 months they didn't get any donations, which probably is false, right? They probably received donations online still. I can't imagine. Maybe it was cut from the amount of people that probably did from the in-service donations, but I'm certain that they still received donations.
You also got to remember, too, the books that he sells, the products
I'm just
that he
about
has.
straight donations.
Sure.
And that's what this is going off of, saying that, we didn't get any donations, so we weren't pay our people. So, as that one entity versus his LLC, whatever he sells his books through, is separated. So that would be about $1,500 per week if everybody got paid the same amount of money, or per month. That would be distributed for those 8 months to those people, assuming that all that money went to his workers. But now let's look at the budget for this church.
Okay.
And this is something that was put out in 2018. They spent around $90 million during the fiscal year that ended March 31st, 2017. They spent $31.7 million on their weekly services and programs. They have 4 English-speaking services every week and 2 Latin-speaking services. They have a capacity of 16,800 people, and they see about 52,000 people weekly. They have a Night of Hope events, which is $6.7 million. Their TV ministry costs them $25.1 million. General administrative is $11.5 million. Fundraising $11.9. Mission and outreach, they spend $1.2 million.
Have
so
mercy.
It's pretty insane. He says that's what we feel like the media does. He told the Chronicle. Because he was putting a high priority on expanding the church reach and finding new adherents. I know what my gifts are and where God has blessed me, and I'm trying to be a good steward of that. He definitely has a following, and it's pretty insane to think about the amount of money that goes through that church, and then they don't get taxed. So a lot of people right now are pushing out this tax the church stuff now that they're finding out that, one, they're receiving benefits from the PPP stuff. And ultimately, from taxpayers' money, that will eventually be, taken from taxes to pay for all this stuff. So if they're not paying for taxes, but now they're getting the bailout, people are, concerned.
Yeah.
And
angry.
I mean,
more than just
I
concerned.
agree with that.
What's up, David?
I was gonna say, I just agree that should be looking at charging at least super churches like that taxes to some degree, considering what they spend their money on. Like, I know they can write off jets and stuff, but that's pretty questionable to me, really. I mean, you can just get a plane ticket like everyone else and send a missionary to whatever country. Like, I don't know, like, it seems like most churches do. But I see this as it just as a case of him being hypocritical, of course. I mean, I think that's pretty clear to anyone. I'm not Christian, so that changes a little bit. It seems to me like he's trying to run a business. He's not trying to really be a church provider. He's looking at more of an industry, and he's taking this money to try and keep his profits up while they're probably slightly affected or heavily affected by his attendance being down because of COVID. I'm not sure if his church is under any restrictions. I'm not sure what state it's in, but he's wanting to keep that profit up. He likely wants to keep his extravagant level of living as well. And that money is pretty essential to that. If he used his own money instead of the state's money to help out people, that would affect his own living and his own income.
Yeah, and I get that, because obviously he's got all these things that can be written off and all that. So anything that he makes, I'm sure, like the books and products and stuff, like I'm sure he just pockets that stuff for himself. He puts that right there in his pocket, and then anything else outside of that is a write-off, basically. It's all business. It's all a write-off. But at the same time, like, man, it's just, to me, it's insane. To me, it's just absolutely insane. Like, I feel like, yes, I'm sure he doesn't want to let people down, or lay off members of his crew, his employees, etc. But at the same time, though, if you're really that tight for cash, well, time to go back to the drawing board and redraw what you need to, and try to figure some things out. So to me, and then I feel like the other part of me is like this. There are millions of people that consume him every week, every single week. And I know that he's probably he's probably not getting as many donations as he used to, but why not just do a call to action video of just going like, hey, we are still trying to keep this ball moving. We're still trying to keep this mega church up and running. We still want to do X, Y, and Z. We still want to speak the scripture and put out the good word about the Lord to you guys. But we can't do it unless we get a little bit of a donation from you guys. $1 per person that donated, I'm sure, would have surpassed a $4.4 million PPP. I guarantee you that. There are people out there that would have done it in a heartbeat. What's up?
He's worth a net worth of over $100 million.
I'm done.
Of course.
And guess what? His mansion, his first mansion in Houston,
his first,
cost him $10.5 million.
Okay, I'm done.
Oh, and him and his wife have a second one in Tanglewood, outside of Houston.
Yeah.
It cost $2.9 million.
Of course it does.
Have you ever seen a picture of his mansion?
Not really. I don't want to because I feel like I'd be angry.
I mean, you should look it up because it's one of those things where you're like, like put LeVar Ball's like mansion to shame.
Really?
Now you got me upset.
I'm sure he owns the churches too and all the land surrounding it.
I'm sure.
We're all going to look at it together.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Images of his mansion.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This thing's freaking huge. If I'm looking at the right one.
You are.
Oh, my good God. Hold on. Whoa. So, yeah, that's a big ass house. That's a big ass house. Damn, with like a huge like lap pool in the middle. Is that the one you're talking about? Before I pull this up. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Take a look at this, y'all. See that big ass house? Oh shoot! I did not mean to do that. Look at that big. Well, maybe that was the thing. Here we go. Let's see. Bang.
It's one of those things where that separation of church and state's just a strange thing to me because
divorce rumors. That's funny.
They're like, the largest landowner in the U.S.
It's amazing.
Is the church. It's like,
yeah,
it's like he's trying to build his own Vatican.
Pretty much, but only 2 people are allowed there.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, him and his wife. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess he's allowed to get married too. Then, of course.
That's crazy. Here it is. He's going to have his hustle. He's going to continue having his hustle. His hustle game is strong, obviously. Look at that damn house. Bruh. And then also on top of that, you got a mega church. You got a Uber church. I don't even know you can't even really call it a church. It's just an arena where people congregate and praise the Lord. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having, faith. Nothing wrong with that. And I'm not knocking that. I am not knocking faith at all. I'm just knocking him going after PPPs, $4.4 million. I just feel like he could scale back a little bit if he wanted to. There are things that he could do. And I think that's why a lot of people feel some type of way. Not only just because of him getting the PPP, but also because of his past dealing with when it came to the hurricane. When it came to the hurricane and when people needed help and they turned to him and his congregation and his Uber church for help, they shut the doors on their own people. So that's why I think a lot of people feel some type of way about this particular story. But anyway, we got to jump into a quick commercial break. But when we come back, we got this very interesting story about an ex-Texas cop that was arrested because he was trying to go after and investigate on some accusations of voter fraud, or trying to dive in and investigate on this voter fraud conspiracy that, of course, we have been covering and talking about on this show for a long time. We'll be right back. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center, a professional nuisance wildlife management company specializing in providing animal removal for residential, industrial, and commercial clients. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. Exactly which animal are we dealing with? How is the animal getting inside the home? What kind of damage is the animal doing to the structure? Once we get the answers to all of these questions, we develop and write up an action plan to resolve the animal issue completely and provide a quote to implement that action plan. We perform a very in-depth 70-point wildlife inspection. From visually inspecting the highest point, the chimney, to physically crawling inside the attic space and looking for animals, chewed wires, fecal matter, chewed structural wood. We inspect everything. Our inspection process covers all of the following 70 points: animal-proof chimney cap, roof ridge vents, roof to soffit junctions, dormer fascia, attic gable vents, gutter lines, fascia trim, garage door, utility penetrations, water, gas, electric, and cable, bathroom vents, attic roof ridge vents, attic electrical, wiring, junctions, boxes, and lighting, concrete decks, additions, wooden crawl spaces, basement plumbing, penetrations, ceiling, floor, and wall. Wildlife Command Center's mission is to deliver the finest quality wildlife removal and pest control service that is safe for the environment. For more information, call us now.
For the holidays, don't cancel them. Prepare STL. Decorate. Make it as normal as you can, but slow the spread of COVID. Wear a mask, wash your hands, watch your distance. Prepare STL, helping St. Louisans of color prepare and prevail.
But you see how he makes these S's in his body right here? That's where he's hanging on, and then he's moving forward with the locomotion of his ribs. That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. I mean, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab him before he gets into a hole. Now, these snakes are not biters. They won't bite as long as you don't squeeze them. If you just stop them like this, it'll freeze them, and then you just gently pull them back. As long as you don't squeeze them, they won't bite.
Yo, Mike, what's up, man?
Big guy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, so Sugar Fire.
Yeah.
Fully open, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much open. So you can't sit inside yet. Monday you can sit inside a little bit. We'll have 25% of the tables inside, and then we're letting it rip outside.
So I know that there's a lot of people really concerned about staying safe and all of that.
No,
so what are you guys doing in regards to that?
Well, we have extra people to clean and rub everything down all the time. Everybody inside's wearing masks. And we have those little stickers on the ground so everyone can stay 6 feet apart.
Right on.
The tables are all spaced out, inside and outside.
Sugar Fire, open in full effect right now. They're staying healthy, they're staying clean. Go get you a rack of ribs. Sugar Fire, open right now. Thanks.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.
I'm sorry, I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you guys so much for tuning in and sticking around and being a part of the conversation today. If this is your first time checking out this show, please go crush that subscribe button. I do this show Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, and I also do a 7 p.m. Central Standard Time show on Tuesdays through Thursdays. So please be on the lookout for those. I will be on tonight to talk about whatever I damn well please. Anyway, we got to jump into this. Oh, and don't forget to hit the like button down below. I'd really appreciate it. We got to go into this next story because this is a very interesting one. A former Houston police officer, or captain, I'm sorry, is accused of violent attempt to approve election conspiracy hired by a GOP activist group. So, a former Houston police captain was arrested after allegedly running a man off the road and threatening him at gunpoint. What prosecutors say was part of an elaborate attempt to find evidence for a false conspiracy theory of widespread voter fraud in Harris County. Mark Aguirre, not Mark McGuire, but Mark Aguirre, was working on behalf of a powerful Republican megadonor group to investigate unsubstantiated claims of widespread voter fraud when in October he allegedly pulled a gun on a man described by the Harris County District Attorney's Office as an innocent and ordinary air conditioner repairman. I'm sorry. Aguirre, not McGuire, was arrested on Tuesday, according to the Harris County District Attorney's Office. Prosecutors say that Aguirre's election fraud claims were baseless. What else is new? And that he was paid, get this, and I don't know why this very specific number. Just wait for the number. $266,400. $266,400 by the Liberty Center for God and Country, whose CEO is prominent Texas right-wing activist Stephen Hotze. Hotze was among a group of Republicans who unsuccessfully sued to have nearly 127,000 Harris County ballots tossed out this year. He was also among Republicans who tried and failed to stop Governor Greg Abbott from extending early voting during the coronavirus pandemic, a suit for which Aguirre has provided an affidavit stating that he was involved in the investigation into a wide-ranging and fraudulent ballot harvesting scheme in Harris County. So, Jared Woodfield, a spokesperson and attorney for Hotze, confirmed that the Liberty Center hired a company led by Aguirre to investigate voter fraud ahead of the 2020 election. The company contracted approximately 20 private investigators to work on claims of fraudulent ballots in Harris County and other places in Texas. Woodfield said he was aware of Aguirre's arrest, but had not yet heard Aguirre's side of the story. So, this man chased down another man, an ordinary and innocent air conditioning repairman, trying to, let's just say, crack this baseless case about voter fraud in Harris County.
So, it said, according to Aguirre, he had been conducting surveillance for 4 days on a man who was allegedly the mastermind of a giant voter fraud scheme. And Aguirre told authorities the man was hiding 750,000 fraudulent ballots in the truck he was driving.
And we're saying this is the same guy that I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
An ordinary and innocent air conditioning repairman.
Yeah.
Who apparently was holding up to 750,000 ballots?
Yeah, he said Aguirre ran his SUV into the back of the truck to get the technician to stop and get out. And when the technician got out of the truck, Aguirre pointed the handgun at the technician, forced him to the ground, and put his knee on the man's back until police came. Aguirre allegedly directed police to a parking lot nearby where another suspect, who has not been identified, took the truck. According to court documents, there was no ballots in the truck. The truck was filled with air conditioning parts and tools. Yet Aguirre's attorney goes, I think that's a political prosecution. I really do. He was working and investigating voter fraud, and there was an accident. A member of the car got out and rushed at him, and that's where the confrontation took place. It is very difficult from what you're citing in the affidavit. Or very different from what you're citing in the affidavit.
Oh, my God.
So the attorney's lying? Like, that's just a messed up thing.
T, what are your thoughts on this, man? What are your thoughts on this whole situation?
This former cop was working a cold case,
Yeah.
Not.
He's like, I got proof positive that this repairman has got a truck filled with ballots. 750,000 are in that car right there.
They were stuffed in the ACs, I guess, all the hidden ballots,
Unbelievable.
I mean, it sounds like a Looney Tune, like this guy is probably being force-fed, the media rhetoric about, the left cheating, and he was going to get justice for sure. His gun and his, in his own mind, he's going to track down somebody,
Word.
who was committing fraud, and he had to prove it. And unfortunately, this poor, technician was harassed, and he could have been killed. Thank God he wasn't. But this is crazy. You can't go out with your gun and start playing Batman on someone who is innocent, but you think they're guilty. That's insane. Insane.
Yeah. It's like Paul Blart, mall cop, running after somebody because he's got some crazy conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're doing something bad. It's like, what? The dude is just repairing air conditioners. Like, what the hell's wrong with you? He's an HVAC guy. Now he's got 750,000, $750,000 ballots in the back of his van. Like, I'm sorry. How does that work? How does that work?
It's this math that makes it even funnier. Okay, so it would be 450 pounds of paper, and it would be a stack that is 115 feet tall if he had that many ballots.
That's what I'm trying to allude to. It's like, where would he be able to stuff this ish? Where would he have, you know what I'm saying? Including being able to show off, like, if this was like some Ocean's 11s type thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, they would have to have a false front, you know what I'm saying? To show, like, see, I'm repairing air conditioners, you know what I'm saying? So you got to have room for the tools and stuff, and 750,000 ballots that were stolen. Like, I just don't, I'm done, bruh. I'm done. Paul Blart, like I said, to the rescue on his little Segway too. Can you imagine that? He's like, stop, on a Segway. You know what I mean? Running after this, this van. Shoot, what were you gonna say?
He's out on $30,000 bond, but he could face up to 20 years in prison. And then it's one of those things, $30,000 bond, but he got paid $211,000 deposited into his account the day after the incident from that Liberty group. And so it's like, it's kind of like finding the big oil companies and stuff. It's like, oh, you caused, $4 trillion worth of damage. We're going to fine you $250,000. It's like,
unbelievable, bro.
I doubt that guy who was, held at gunpoint and had a knee on his back on the ground when police surround him is like, oh, I'm glad he's out on bail. Like, that's
no. They're like, damn.
Yeah.
Damn. We got a crazy one. You know what I'm saying? Damn.
Yeah.
Now we look crazy. Damn. Not a good look, y'all. Not a good look. In my personal opinion, nope.
Funny. He's looking for a 120-foot stack of paper. He's not going to find it in the truck.
No kidding, right? No kidding. I mean, it's well, as much as we want to as much as there are people out here that want to say, oh, yeah, stop the steal, all this stuff, these are moments that are not a good look on behalf of their agenda. You know what I'm saying? Not a great look. Not a great look at all. It just it just affirms what everybody on the other side of the fence is thinking, that it's baseless and crazy, and they're just basically trying to find a miracle. You know what I'm saying? It's a Hail Mary. And this now is starting to go crazy. Now it's starting to teeter. That meter is just going straight into crazy. You know what I'm saying? Paul Blart. I'm sorry. Oh, God. You can't even write that one. Shoot. You know what I'm saying? There's like some things that are just like, that's real. This man really thinks in his mind. 750,000 ballots are in a van. I just, you know how much I would love, like, you know how like we're in this time right now, right? Where we got people that are rallying in the streets, doing the stop the steal stuff and everything. Don't get me wrong. I would love to be proven wrong, but these are the kind of stories that we get that are being shared all over, that are just showing just crazy, just showing not fully thought out actions. You know what I'm saying? Like that lady we talked about, the Caroni or whatever, Melissa Caroni, that was doing in the hearing, and she's showing up drunk or high or both, and sitting there going 300,000, like just throwing out numbers. You see what I'm saying? And it's so badly, like I want to be proven wrong. Like I feel like everybody's wanting to see where corruption and where fraudulent things are happening, but then you bring these kind of things out that are just insane. You know what I'm saying? You can't. I call it like it is. I don't know about y'all, but I call it like it is. If it's crazy, then the damn thing's crazy. Sorry. And until there's something else, until there's real proof out here, y'all, of said fraudulent, stop the steal proof, I'm still going to be over here going, okay, y'all, shoot, you show me something. You show me the real, because this story does not help your plea, does not help your argument. It makes it it just confirms how ridiculous the claims are. Paul Blart. Anyway, I gotta jump into this next story. This is one. This is kind of coming out of left field, but this is a true story. This happened about a year ago, but this is a story that's starting to resurface again. Hold on. Let me just.
Now to that CBS 2 investigators exclusive. A story about.
Okay. Damn. Shut the hell up. Let me speak first. I'm in control. Look at me. Look at me. I am the captain now. So there is a woman. This is a really sad story, to be really honest. This is a little bit of a long video, but I need you guys to see this for yourselves, because this is a true story of a lovely lady who gets raided while she's butt naked. Yeah, they raid her home. Cops come in, raid her home. She is buck naked. See what I did there, Jack? Buck naked.
Oh, I get it.
Okay. So she is buck naked, and the cops raid the wrong home. They handcuff her. She is there, butt naked for everyone to see, naked as a jaybird. And these cops, raided the wrong home. Let's check this out.
Now to that CBS 2 investigators exclusive. A story about another bad raid by Chicago police that the city's legal team is trying to stop us from telling you. It involves an innocent woman getting handcuffed, naked, with a dozen male officers watching. Now, she wants you to see the body camera video, but tonight the city went to federal court to try to keep it secret. Here's CBS 2 investigator Dave Savini.
I just gotten home from work. And while I was undressing in my bedroom.
It was a cold February night, and Ann Jeanette Young, a social worker, had just finished her shift at the hospital.
You see them running up to the apartment complex with the battering ram in their hand, a crowbar. It was so traumatic to hear the way the thing was hitting the door. And it happened so fast, I didn't have time to put on clothes.
And suddenly, she found herself frozen in fear.
Butt naked. Do you see that, y'all? Butt naked. Raiding her home. Shaking my damn head. Shoot.
Completely naked. In a room full of men. 9 body cameras rolling. And you're just standing there.
And I'm just standing there. I mean, terrified, humiliated, not even understanding why in that moment that this is happening to me.
And the first thing police reach for is not clothing. It's handcuffs.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep stopping it and all that, but I need to say this though too. Thank you, Jesus, that those body cams were actually running, that those body cams are actually working. They said that there were a bunch of body cams going on at the same time during this raid. I just want to make that abundantly clear. These are the moments when you feel like they would have a moment where they said, "Oh, none of the body cam was working. None of them were on. Oh darn." Or footage, "Oh, it got corrupted. We don't know where that is." Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, that this body cam footage came out. I'll continue.
There were big guns and guns with lights and scopes on them, and they were yelling at me, you know, "Put your hands up, put your hands up."
What are you thinking right now?
I just remember, you know, being so afraid. It's one of those moments where I just felt like that I could have died that night. If I had made one wrong move, I felt like they would have shot me. I truly believe that they would have shot me.
A police officer wraps a short coat around her shoulder, still leaving her front fully exposed. Even the sergeant in charge of the raid just stands there talking to her.
Jesus.
She has nothing covering her.
Imagine that being a single woman at home, minding your own damn business, changing so you can get ready, I don't know, so you can Netflix and just hang out, catch up on your stories, whatever it might be. And all of a sudden, a group of men just come busting through your front door. You're butt naked. Imagine if she just made one false move. She jerked weird, something like that. Naked, by the way. Unarmed. Handcuffed. Terrible.
Her initial response was to defend herself instead of letting them do that.
What did you say?
Like freezing in space.
Say that again, David. Right. Say that again.
Like if her initial response was to try and run or defend herself instead of just freezing in spot, that would have easily turned into them probably murdering her. Kind of similar to, similar to the Breonna Taylor situation, because she would have been afraid and trying to defend herself. Obviously, she wouldn't have. Oh, she didn't fire back, but still the same principle.
Yeah, facts. Let's continue. Oh, come on. I hate when this crap happens. Sorry, guys. They got to make their money somehow, right? All right.
I hope she makes her money.
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about that. Hold up.
Then she gets a blanket.
They just threw something over me. And my hands are behind my back and I'm handcuffed. So there was no way for me to secure the blanket that they put around me.
But the blanket just keeps sliding open. More humiliation.
You need to tell me what you're looking for. What are you looking for?
You can see how some officers just stand there until this one, wearing a mask, sees what's happening and goes and holds it in place.
It felt like...
Pardon my French. Isn't that messed up? Like, they don't even give a damn. I'm sorry. I know she was like right in the middle of explaining something, so I'm going to scroll back a little bit. But these other guys are just standing nonchalantly by while this woman is fully exposed And they don't even have the decency to even just try to cover her up, or at least go get her some clothes, maybe some pants, something. And they're, man, I'm going to continue.
Sees what's happening and goes and holds it in place.
It felt like forever for me. It felt like forever.
I'd like to know that too.
How she repeatedly tells the raid team they were in the wrong place. We counted. She says it at least 43 times. And she was right. They were in the wrong house.
No kidding.
Our investigation uncovered police failed to do the most basic research before getting the search warrant approved. We found they simply took the word of an informant who gave them Anjanette Young's address. The informant claimed a 23-year-old man who was a known felon had a gun and ammo inside.
I don't know who that person is. I've been living here for 4 years and nobody lives here but me. I don't have to shout. This is ridiculous.
Facts.
You got me in here because I'm naked. You kicked my house in. And I keep telling you, you got the wrong place.
Then, during the raid, something happens. Watch as two of the officers go to their squad car.
Oh, this is great.
And begin reviewing their notes about the warrant. CPD would not comment on what you're about to hear the officers saying a few minutes later.
It wasn't initially approved or some crap. What does that mean?
Yeah.
I have no idea, because, I mean, they told him it was approved, and then I guess that person messed up on their end.
Say what? You heard it. I heard it too.
Messed up is an understatement. So,
Whoops.
where was the target? Our investigation revealed he was awaiting trial on home confinement here at a different apartment in Anjanette Young's complex. How easy would it have been to locate him? Easy. Real easy. Because he was wearing a police tracking device.
Oh my God! Oh my God! That's all I want to say. What? I'm sorry. What did he? Let me play that one more time. The hell did he just say?
Real easy. Because he was wearing a police tracking device.
Okay, I heard that right.
An electronic monitoring bracelet. It's possible he could have even heard the raid happening, because records show he was confined to the unit right next door.
Bruh!
I'm telling you it's wrong.
I'm sorry. He had a tracking device on him, and he was next door. Bruh was next freaking door.
I'm asking you to let me call somebody. I'm asking you to let me put some clothes on. I'll sit here and let you do whatever you need to do. But let me call somebody, let me call an attorney, because I'm telling you this is wrong. I have nothing to do with whoever this person is you're looking for.
We found if they would have done a little bit more research, they might have found where the target actually lived.
Wow.
Yes.
I think Screw Up was being too kind, because ultimately this is a constitutional rights issue.
Keenan Salter is Anjanette Young's attorney and is suing the police department.
If this had been a young woman in Lincoln Park by herself in her home, naked, a young white woman, let's just be frank, if the reaction would have been the same. I don't think it would have been. I think they would have saw that woman, rightfully so, as someone who was vulnerable, someone who deserved protection, someone who deserved to have their dignity maintained. They viewed Ms. Young as less than human.
Facts.
Can I please call somebody?
Yeah, man, relax.
How can I relax when this is going on?
I completely and 110% agree. If this was another pigment, this was another color, this would be a completely different conversation right now. They would have been handling her with kid gloves and everything.
They did eventually walk her to a room to remove the handcuffs so she could get dressed, but then put them right back on and kept questioning her.
There are no firearms in this place.
There's no gun in this place. I'm a social worker. I've been a social worker for 20 years. I follow the law. I don't get in trouble for anything. I don't do illegal stuff. I'm not that person. You got the wrong information.
At this point, the sergeant in charge of the raid tells the officer who got the warrant to step outside.
Let's go talk outside.
But you
Freaking
won't
idiots.
hear it, because once outside, The body camera is shut off.
How convenient.
Back inside Anjanette's home, another officer finally uncuffs her. She had been bound for 20 minutes. Listen as the sergeant returns with a new message.
We believe your story.
And you can see him trying to fix the door they busted so
Surprise.
she could close it and lock it.
Get the hell out of here.
But it was too damaged to repair, so watch as they try to find something to wedge it shut. They settle on an
ironing board and an end table, y'all, so that she could feel safe in her crib that they just broke into. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm seeing this with my own two eyes for the first time too. This is stupid. This is bringing tears to my eyes. Real talk. Imagine if this was your mama. You know what I'm saying? Man.
board. Surreal?
Surreal. It's almost like a bad movie. When I watch this, I feel like I'm watching a movie. But those are no actors. I'm no actor. This is my real life. And it happened to me. They're adding trauma to people's lives that will be with them for the rest of their lives. The work is warranted. They need to do the work, but they need to do it right. They can't just callously do it and leave people's lives in ruins because they got it wrong.
The sergeant in charge apologized to her before he left.
So?
CPD has refused to comment on this case. It's been 2 years since the raid, and COPA, the Civilian Office of Police Accountability, says they're still in the process of trying to interview all of the officers involved. They did not say if anyone has been disciplined. At City Hall.
They're still trying to investigate. They're still trying to interview their police officers. Huh? This is 2 years in the making, y'all. 2 years. 2 years. And I also want to point something out real quick before I throw it open for the guys to say their piece and everything. There's just something I found very interesting. I need to find it real quick. Hold up. It's coming up here. I find it very interesting and how ironic that she the wrong spot. I think it's right here. Notice what she's wearing. Breonna Taylor shirt. It says on top of it, I am her. How convenient. How ironic. And this is a true story that happened 2 years ago. 2 years ago. They broke into they barged into, broke into the wrong house, the wrong apartment. The man that they were trying to go and obtain was next door. They have tracking devices. They have a tracking device on this dude. They have stuff to show proof positive that this guy was somewhere else, that they're looking for a man. They break into the wrong house. Woman is butt naked. And they don't even have the decency to let her put some clothes on. They let her stand out there, embarrassed, cold, and terrified. Imagine if that was your mom. You can even throw out race. Just imagine if it was your mom, y'all. Like instantly I'm thinking my mom right there. And it brings tears to my eyes. That woman is about to secure so many bags. She better sue the hell out of that police department, bruh. How dare they do that? What do you guys think?
I mean, there's no real words to make it. There's nothing that can make that an okay situation. The fact that they went in on false pretenses, they chose the wrong location. They did it without having the right, paperwork in place. It sounds like, and they did it with, basically no morality of the situation once they were in there. I mean, is that how it's normally handled if they come across somebody that's naked? Is that they don't clothe them at all? They don't cover them up? I can understand, I guess, for the police officers that go in there and they think that guy's in there, right? Mm-hmm. They don't know. Even she says, "I'm living alone." They can't take that at face value. Because if you go in, obviously, if there is somebody there and another person there's like, no, that person's not here. Like there's a big chance that they would cover up for him or try to say the same stuff, right? So I can understand them still being tense. But, you know, it's just doing it was really what it boiled.
Oh, we lost him. We lost him. We lost our dude.
He just froze.
It froze at the perfect spot too. Well, T, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on this, man?
I mean, watching this video raw like this is you know, it's a very emotional. It's hard to digest the layers, you know, of this bad policing, just being, you know, just not even being, you know, moral or human, for these cops to not address her as a respectful woman, you know, as an elder. I mean, she's not young, you know, so, you know, to not check basic documents on a paper that tells you an address for a potential criminal. I mean, it was a crap show from the start.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they have the irony to have the investigators of the police have an acronym with the word accountability in it. There's no accountability, and I think it's COPA. I think it's called. There's no accountability at all. You know, but citizens have to be accountable for their actions. So should police. Why are police? Why are the police investigating other police? You know, if this continues to happen, there should be outside agencies who are non-biased, who look at everything as, you know, just right and wrong, what's been followed as far as procedures and policies. You know, this woman, she's a social worker, so she deals with trauma in the community every day. Now she's a victim of trauma from the police, and they broke her door down.
Mm-hmm.
While she was naked, ignore her plea that she's innocent, no one lives here. Never check the documents again until after the fact. It shouldn't take a dozen officers and a sergeant to come in to fix something. You know, after you come in here, you go, whoa, okay. After a few moments, she's naked, cover her up immediately. And then assess the situation. Are we in the right place?
Mm-hmm.
She's saying that we're not. So instead of them, you know, being humble about it, they ignore her, continue to ransack her apartment, degrade her, you know, make her feel less than human, you know, and it's there's no excuse at all. The criminal is next door with an ankle monitor is being monitored. Like, hello, I mean, he's right there. I mean, this can't be any more messed up than it already is. I mean, and it took 2 years for this to get out and be investigated and have to go to a media source for the public to see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no care for people like that. You know, the cops and these communities should be, you know, knowing everybody who is good, so they can form relationships that are authentic to help them get rid of the bad guys. You know, but no, they made her a victim of the bad guy who's next door, and she has no lock on her door now. So if he wanted to vandalize her apartment and hurt her, he could, because they made her even more of a victim afterwards. How ironic is that?
Single woman living by herself. You break into her home. Like, before I throw it over to David, I'm sorry. You don't think that they would have at least the police would have come up with some sort of thing just in case these type of mistakes do happen, that they can maybe put the door back together? You know, obviously the whole purpose is to bust through that door by any means necessary. So wouldn't they have been like, all right, we made a mistake. We are very sorry. We're going to replace the door right now, or do something so that that woman feels safe at home, because these mistakes do happen. They can't act like the cops are never making erroneous choices, making mistakes, stupid mistakes like this one. You know what I'm saying? They should be ready for error. They should be prepared if there's a mistake that is made by any means necessary, to make sure the people who live in that particular house or home are safe, at least for the night. Not putting together a end table and a freaking ironing table. Like, what the hell is that? That's going to be safe? Y'all are cops. You know that ain't going to be safe. David, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree completely. It was just terrible effort on their part from the very beginning. And what they should have done, I mean, they should have checked first. I'll talk about that a little more first. But what they should have done once they got inside, once they cleared the place, there was no reason to have a naked woman handcuffed. Obviously, she's not hiding anything. That's usually the worry you have. But I noticed in the videos, it took 15 minutes for them to get a female officer to her side. Out of the 20 minutes that video seemed to cover, for the first 15 minutes, she was just surrounded by men. And you don't see a female officer until the last 5 minutes walking with her to get dressed in the back, it looks like. And all the men stay behind. So, she was incredibly vulnerable and isolated there. And they waited so long to even, not that a female cop would just make it better, but at least she'd feel less threatened while she gets dressed or whatever, I think that seems reasonable. And but they made no effort to verify where they were. If they even ran the dude's name that they were looking for, he should have showed up in their computers. His tracking data should have shown up. They obviously didn't check the address, and I've seen this a lot. It just even happened to me when I was younger. I lived one of the houses next to me ran prostitutes, and the other one usually sold cocaine and weed. And so they went to these places all the time, these cops. But I was 13, and they still try to they're still one night banging on my door at 2 a.m. because they're going to one of these places that they always went to, and for some reason they randomly thought it was my house in the middle that they've never been to before. And if the situation was different, if I wasn't a kid and they weren't looking for two adults, it could have gone poorly. But this is the thing that the cops keep doing, and I think we've even talked about cases where they've done this with other people. It's not that hard to check an address. That's all they need to do in a lot of these cases, and the problem would have never started. And they didn't even do that. And I agree that they didn't seem to see this person as a human. I do think in most circumstances, if that was a blonde white woman, they would have treated her much more kindly. Especially with how a lot of those cops seemed to be uncomfortable with what they were doing in the first place. They were just afraid to speak up and say that what they were doing was wrong. Yeah. Until that, I guess they had one officer that came in and he looked like he was kind of appalled and started to try and help out. But, they had a ton of people in there. Someone else should have done that. That should be what they were all doing. And on top of that, I think the reason the investigation is taking so long is because we saw that at a conversation they had in the car. So it sounds like either the police chief or the judge is the one that incorrectly told them they had a warrant. And so that's probably why we're not going to see the investigation resolved soon, and we're not going to see any convictions, because the person that caused the problem was too high up and they weren't there. So they're probably going to get away with it.
Yeah. I think that they will get away with it to a certain extent, but I also think that she's going to get some serious bags. I mean, she's going to take it civil, and she's going to make some money. She's going to get some bags. I mean, hey, I'll take that. I mean, here it is. She still has her life. She ain't dead. Thank you, baby Jesus. She ain't dead. So I think that, if she doesn't get justice, like getting those particular cops or getting that judge fired or whatever, she can at least get some money from the situation, because this is ridiculous. They should have known better. And the fact that what's really crazy to me is the body cam footage where they find out when they realize that they're at the wrong place. And it's just kind of like a nonchalant throwing of the paperwork. And it's like a whoops. Well, wrong spot. Let's go and, try to clean this up as much as we can. This is the CPD for you right there. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy and so sad. And I keep saying, imagine if that was your mom. It doesn't matter the race. Just imagine your mom just trying to go and change. She got done with a long day at work, ready to kick up her feet and chill. And cops just barging into her home and having her stand there, shackled, stark naked. That's insane. That's humiliating and degrading as all get out. And they didn't listen to her at all. Now, what Jack said earlier before he froze like that, he has a very good point that I understand that there's a lot of people that lie, right? People will straight up lie. Okay, where's the guy? What guy? I don't know what you're talking about. He's not here. You see what I'm saying? So, of course, I understand that they have to detain her and all that. But after some time, after a second or two, you might go, hey, we got her handcuffed. Can we put some clothes on her at least? She could still be handcuffed because we understand that maybe the guy's on the loose. He could be hiding in a closet. Anything's possible, right? People lie, right? People, will hide in plain sight. A wolf in sheep's clothing type stuff. You can never really truly trust anybody. There's a lot of bad people out here that look like they could sell Girl Scout cookies on the street. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you got this woman who is straight up naked. That's like first and foremost, naked. She clearly does not have any weapons on her. You could literally go into her closet, pull out a dress, a shirt, a pair of pants, something, and at least cover her up. And they didn't even do that. They just let her sit there embarrassed and afraid. It's ridiculous, guys. Absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, we got to wrap it up today. I wanted to say a big thank you to Jack, David, and T for being on this morning. I really do appreciate it, y'all.
Yeah, man, I love it. Well, maybe eventually Jake's computer will let him finish the episode here. Let's see.
It looks like his internet. Yeah, Jake from State Farm got a little upset. It looks like his internet just shut off on us. And so hopefully he'll come back on. Hopefully he'll be on tomorrow, obviously. But be sure to be on tonight. I will be on tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time to talk about whatever the hell's going on. I'm sure there's going to be some other things, popping off. There is some security cam footage, or sorry, not security cam footage, body cam footage that circles around the Ahmaud Arbery case. So we will be looking at that as well this evening because we got to talk about that for sure. I just wanted to pull this video out because this one was just breaking. This happened, they just put this out yesterday. But I wanted to show you guys another scenario where there are people being mistreated or there is a mistake in the address or, maybe it's instead of road, it's avenue. You know what I'm saying? Where next thing you know, they're busting down your door. This could be your home. This could very well be your home, y'all. And the fact that they're not even trying to do what they can to fix it, they're doing everything they can to cover it up instead of taking full responsibility for their actions and for the mistakes that they made. And that's what's frustrating about this story. But anyway, I'll see you guys tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I appreciate all y'all. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys tonight. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.
Love, peace, and wellness for the holidays. Don't cancel them. Prepare, STL. Decorate. Make it as normal as you can, but slow the spread of COVID. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Watch your distance. Prepare, STL, helping St. Louisans of color prepare and prevail.
But you see how he makes these S's in his body right here? That's where he's hanging on, and then he's moving forward with the locomotion of his ribs. That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab him before he gets into a hole. Now, these snakes are not biters. They won't bite as long as you don't squeeze them. If you just stop them like this, it'll freeze them, and then you just gently pull them back. As long as you don't squeeze them, they won't bite.
Yo, Mike, what's up, man?
Guy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, so Sugar Fire.
Yeah.
Fully open, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much open. So you can't sit inside yet. Monday you can sit inside a little bit. We'll have 25% of the tables inside, and then we're letting it rip outside.
So I know that there's a lot of people really concerned about staying safe and all that.
No,
so what are you guys doing in regards to that?
Well, and we have extra people to clean and rub everything down all the time. Everybody inside's wearing masks. And we have little stickers on the ground so everyone can stay 6 feet apart.
Right on.
The tables are all spaced out, inside and outside.
Sugar Fire, open in full effect right now. They're staying healthy, they're staying clean. Go get you a rack of ribs. Sugar Fire, open right now. Thanks.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.